for 2 years. Okay, let's close it up for 2 years. No, we got to get it open.
Now the president's advisors are scrambling to find a compromise that keeps the country safe and restarts the economy, including looking at a phased system that's based on age or geographic location, though one official cautioned that nothing has been decided yet.
The president's asked our team for recommendations about not how we do one or the other, but how we do both.
The president suggested Americans can still exercise good health practices at work.
We can socially distance ourselves and go to work.
But sources say he's relying more on the advice of his economic advisors than his healthcare experts. And the economic advisors are arguing that the virtual shutdown is ruining the economy.
You can destroy a country this way by closing it down.
The president hasn't committed to following the advice from his team of doctors when it comes to making a decision on the guidelines. Today, he once again compared the number of deaths from the flu.
Sowing fear in the overcrowded urban areas. Hello, welcome to i24 News. David Matlin here, live. 2,030 of them so far, with 5 deaths in the country now attributed to the outbreak. The massive economic toll still growing, as over 600,000 Israelis registered for unemployment until this month alone, and over 18% nationally are out of work. Now, yesterday in Israel saw the greatest one-day rise in virus cases, and now today the government announced new ramped-up restrictions on public activity set to go into effect tonight. Now, to detail the Israeli government's attempts now to rein in the spread of the virus with these new movement restrictions, they are as follows. There'll be no travel except for going to workplaces deemed vital and to procure food and medicine. Leaving home limited to only up to 100 meters from your front door. There will be a significant reduction of public transportation, basically the cancellation of buses. The restrictions, but just so many people out there. What are we seeing today, Sarah?
Yes, good morning, David. Well, there certainly has been a steady stream of people running, walking, bringing their dogs past us here in Tel Aviv this morning. Really not that much concern over coronavirus. We have definitely seen groups of people running together and not too much social distancing here. I've spoken to a lot of people here this morning who say, they are worried about the economic impact of this pandemic here in Israel. And as you mentioned, now we are seeing at least 2,030 confirmed cases of coronavirus, with the death toll just rising to 5 people here in Israel, David. And as I said, the people are worried about the economic impact with the unemployment rate now sitting at 19%. And as you said, many people also filing for unemployment. Let's take a little listen to some of what people have told me this morning, David.
That's a serious issue. Because where I was working now, I can't work. Why? Because of transport and same time without customer. So the new restriction will be very bad for people, especially us, the foreigner here.
It's good that Israel takes all what he can.
I'm a single mom with a little child at home, and we don't have any help, so it's the only part that was even remotely fun was, going out running, but that's gone, so.
Thank you very much, Sarah Coates, coming to us from the beachfront in Tel Aviv here. We'll be coming back for more updates throughout the day.
I often ride with him, but I no longer sit by his side.
I know I'm exposed. I work less because there is less work. The taxi rides have decreased by 70%. Since the beginning of the coronavirus crisis, I'm afraid of the airport. Travelers come back from countries at risk directly to quarantine. It's too dangerous.
We're confined in this closed-door, cramped space with 4 windows. The landscape that passes before our eyes is reduced to the bare minimum. Empty streets, masked and gloved passerbys, the never-ending traffic jams of a city that never stops living are over.
I'm independent. I have expenses, debts that I have to pay off. If the situation goes on like this, I don't know. I'll take out a loan.
The first person met by a journalist on assignment, the first to be probed about the state of mind of a society, if such a thing exists, is inevitably the taxi driver.
In spite of the restrictions, we hear that more and more people are infected. It's very disturbing, and the political situation is awful. No government, 3 elections, no clear results.
Zohair is a new player and an aficionado of art music of a bygone era, who stays the music provides the right note of escapism in a material reality that's closely on us. Thanks, Zohair. Be well. It's not a matter of politeness.
On schedule. This year's Tokyo Olympics had been postponed until 2021, a victim of coronavirus. The decision coming after talks between Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and the International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach.
改めて、東京オリンピック
First of all, once again I confirmed with IOC's President Bach that there would be no cancellation of the Tokyo Olympics or Paralympics. Furthermore, as the host of the Tokyo Olympics, taking into consideration the current situation for the athletes of the world, for them to be able to compete in the best environment and also for the games to be one which is safe and worry-free with respect to this. I asked if it would be possible to consider postponing the games for approximately a year.
This is only growing in the economic impact deepening, especially in New York. President Trump has warned anyone who's recently been in New York City to now self-quarantine. The latest has seen lawmakers reach an agreement with the White House for a nearly $2 trillion stimulus package. The president also says he wants to see the country back to normal by Easter. That's April 12th. Here's the latest.
I'd love to have it open by Easter.
As he questions whether his stay-at-home guidelines went too far, President Trump now says he wants to reopen the nation within a matter of weeks.
I would love to have the country opened up and
even though his own experts have said the coronavirus is far deadlier.
But we've never closed down the country for the flu.
Trump insisted his relationship with Dr. Tony Fauci is on solid ground today as he was absent from the Fox News town hall. After a Republican lawmaker suggested last week that the administration was overreacting to the coronavirus and that people are still allowed to drive cars despite car accident deaths, Fauci called that a false equivalency.
I don't think with any moral conscience you could say, why don't we just let it rip and happen and let X% of the people die? I don't understand that reasoning at all.
As another one of the doctors on his task force highlighted the high transmission rates of coronavirus in New York, the president interjected with a shot at the state's governor.
Part of it is density, part of it is the spread that may have happened on metal surfaces, like in the subway and people that were in the subway. Part of it may be a large number of people came back after Christmas from Asia.
You blame the governor for that?
And part of it could be the Europeans who come back.
Now we shift our perspective to India, where the country has moved to immediately implement a total nationwide lockdown on their 1.3 billion citizens. Given the country's already stressed healthcare system and overcrowded cities, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is working to limit the spread that is as quickly as possible. Here's Modi.
There will be total ban on venturing out of houses for midnight to save India, to save every citizen of India, to save you and your family. To break the cycle of coronavirus infection, the period of at least 21 days is very crucial. If we don't take care in these 21 days, then the country and your family will go back 21 years.
Now we're joined from New Delhi here by reporter Nia Punya. Thanks for being with us here, of course. Now this unprecedented 1.3 billion
to over 500, and we're seeing this similar trajectory playing out in countries like Italy and the US, and in a very densely populated country like India, the possibility of community transmissions happening is a very real threat, which is why the Prime Minister said he had no choice but to limit the movement of all all 1.3 billion, barring those who work for essential services and emergency services. And he said that this wasn't something they needed to do for him, but do this for themselves because their own lives, the lives of their family members and friends.
This situation all around the world, it's very difficult. We are all in the same situation. So the best way to keep your head up, for me, it's to do sports, to make, because we must prepare for the future. So it was a good way for me to keep training. Yeah.
And just to recap here, the latest in Israel here, the reports now say there's 2,030 confirmed cases of the virus in the country with 5 deaths now attributed to the coronavirus. So this massive economic toll still growing here this month as 600,000 Israelis have registered for unemployment, making that over 18% nationally out of work. And we'll keep you updated on all the numbers here throughout the day, and of course any of the political developments going on in the backdrop here. We'll bring them to you live as they occur. Watch i24 News. I live live in Tel Aviv. We'll see you again soon.